So today we will discuss about Toposheet analysis. So in Toposheet analysis, first of all, introduction of Toposheet. So here we learn that the definition, importance and historical context of Toposheet. Then the component of the Toposheet similar like the map, the scale, grid reference, symbol, legend, all those things. Third is the relief feature analysis. Fourth, we will learn about the drainage pattern analysis. Fifth, the settlement and land use analysis, and the practical application of Toposheet. Right. So, what is Toposheet first? A Toposheet, in its full form, is the topographical sheet. Is it details accurate graphical representation of the natural and artificial features. Artificial mean what? The building, that the man-made. Natural mean the forest cover, like the river and other thing, that is called the natural feature. So the terrain relief using the contour line, those are the contour line. That the hydrological feature like the rivers and the lakes, ponds, so those are the hydrological feature. Cultural feature including the settlement, the transport system, so those are the cultural, even in the temple, mosques, church, all those come under the cultural feature. And vegetation and land use patterns, so agricultural land and other crop field like the rubber field or bamboo plantation. In those things also you can easily identify that this is a different pattern, right? So Toposheet and its development, historical development has started during 19th century. Early topographical mapping being with military survey. So why it is used earlier? First of all, the military survey, right? So first Toposheet has been used for the military survey because during 1980s different colonial rulers, so they prepared the topographical map for their military purpose, right? During the 19th century, the national mapping agency like the Survey of India, like USGS, so those organizations professionally try to prepare the map. Then 20th century, the introduction to the aerial photography or photogrammetry techniques mean when for aerial photography and other thing come into the market. Then the modern era, the digital mapping, GIS integration, satellite mapping, so those come in this development. Then importance of the Toposheet analysis, why we will learn that the Toposheet. First of all, the academic application, it is essential for the geography education, field study. Suppose you want to visit one's field, so you need to know the topography, hydrology, cultural feature of the particular area. Second one is the research methodology. So if you want to do some research, maybe in the physical geography, maybe in the cultural or social geography, so you need to know about the basic feature of the geography. Second one is the planning and development for urban planning. Suppose so officers government level, so they also need to know for the urban planning, infrastructural development and the resource management. In the village level, so where you will build the hospital or kind of the other facilities, so for that purpose also you need to know. Third one is the environmental management, so vital for the watershed analysis like the river, pond, lake, forest management. We usually say that the rainfall has been decreased significantly, but we need to know why such thing happen, whether the forest has been decreased, so we need to compare the previous topographical map with the present topographical map so that we can have some idea about the environment management. Fourth one is the disaster management. It is essential for the flood risk assessment, then landslide prediction as well as the evacuation planning, right? Then the component of the Toposheet. First of all, the marginal information. In the margin, you can find the few information like the seat number, like the series number, like the edition, like the adjoining seat reference. This is called the marginal information. Then apart from that, there's the scale and grid information. In maps, we know that there is a representative fraction, it's called RF. You will have some grid reference, then the coordinate system, right? And the legend, in the legend you can find the symbol, color, suppose in the forest showing the green color, urban area showing the red color, and the water body in the blue color. So we know the basic color of the toposheet, right? And the conventional sign used in the map, suppose in the temple or church is a cross mark, right? In the school they have the different symbol, right? So there, and the reliability diagrams, the information about the survey method and the data, accuracy has been analyzed. Then understanding the map scale. In the last class we also discussed about the different type of scale, right? So first is representative fraction, it's called the RF. 1 is to 50,000 or 1 by 50,000 generally so in the topographical sheet. That's mean that 1 kilometer in map, so 50,000 kilometer in ground, right? So here also the statement scale, 1 centimeter represents 0.5 kilometer. So and the graphical scale part. So this is the basic 3 scale type we learned earlier also in the unit 2. And the scale determine the level of the details of the area. So the scale is small, that's mean more detailing you can find. Scale is large, that's mean less information is there, right? And scale implication, the large scale mean the 1 is to 25,000, so the smaller area, right? 1 is to 25,000, so the smaller area, right? So what is that? 1 is to 25,000, it's called the smaller area. And 1 is to 2,50,000, so the large area, right? Large area mean you have the less detailed information, right? Remember, the smaller the denominator, larger the scale, and the greater denominator details showing the smaller map. And the grid references. So grid, you need to understand few things, right? Right. Okay, fine. Okay, grid line. So there is a 2 type of line. One is the vertical line and one is the horizontal line, right? Vertical and horizontal. The vertical line, then it is the vertical line, so the easting, right? Easting mean it is the, suppose this is east, showing the east line, and this is showing the north line, right? Suppose it is the 0 degree north, right? It is 0 degree north. So this is maybe the 23 degree 30 minutes north, right? This is showing the north line, and this is called the easting, right? Horizontal in northing for the gridded case. And the 4 figure of the references, identify 1 kilometer square, reading the easting first and then the northing, right? So there is a box kind thing, the 4 figure. And the 6 figure references that provide the accuracy of the 100 meter by estimating the 10 to within the grid square. Mean this is kind of the 6 figure digit, and this is 4 figure. In the 4 figure, first 2 digit for the easting and next 2 digit for the northing, right? And the 8 digit, so there is a preferred references of the 10 meter details, location of the identification, example this, right? And there is the conventional sign and symbol, you need to remember that thing. So this is the symbol, mean when this is the triangle, it show the spot height, or mean the highest spot of a particular area, hills, mountain, you can see there. And then the drainage feature, river, stream, lakes, reservoir, so those are the in the blue color, right? And the cultural feature in the settlement, building, roads, railways, bridge. Roads generally so in the red color, and railway is in the black color with such kind this kind of thing you can find over there. This is like a track, right? Then the vegetation. Yes, this is the chart. এখানে এই দেখো এইটা হচ্ছে তোমার কন্ট্যুরটা, ঠিক আছে? এগুলো রিভার, এটা আমি দিয়ে দেবো, সো ইউ ক্যান গেট। এটা হচ্ছে কন্ট্যুর লাইন, মানে যে তোমার এগুলো থাকে না রিলিফটা বোঝানোর জন্য যে কোন দিকে ঢাল কতটা, এগুলোর ভ্যালু এক একটা থাকে। যে এটা ধরো তোমার সেন্টিফিউগাল বলে, সেন্টিপিটাল বলে, যে একটা জায়গাটা ডিপ্রেস মাঝখানটা, যেমন ভ্যালি। আবার কোনোটা হয় কি যে উঁচু হচ্ছে, সেখান থেকে চারদিকে জলটা যাচ্ছে, তাহলে দুটোর স্ট্রাকচার তো দুরকম হবে। সেটা কীভাবে অ্যানালাইসিস করা হবে, এই ফিচার দিয়ে তোমাদেরকে অ্যানালাইসিস করতে হবে, রাইট? And the vegetation, it is so in the blue color, the forest, orchid, the grassland. So there is the different kind of feature is there. Then relief representation, that the contour line, that question you asked, that what is that, the contour line. And then the equal elevation, spacing, interaction, and also those are the contour line. Then the spot height always look like this in the triangle, right? This and this. This is called the spot height, and suppose this is the 900 meter. So it will retain over there in the toposheet the 900 meter, right? And then the hillside and the hatching also there. So this is the basic feature of the toposheet, and the hill shadow also there, and the understanding the contour line, right? Contour line, it is the vertical distance from one place to another place, right? And the index of contour pattern, so whether the V-shaped valley, why we use to identify the contour, why contour is important, to understand the different pattern, whether it is a V-shaped pattern, whether it is the circular hills. So you need to understand from the toposheet. Suppose this is one feature, okay? So here you can understand from this image that hill and mountain, valleys, ridge, and also okay, I just skip this one. In the slope analysis, in case of the slope analysis, the calculate the slope grid. So suppose in the slope area, so you can also analyze the slope from the toposheet. The categories are gentle if the slope is less than 5 degree, so it is called the gentle slope. Then the moderate slope if the degree is 5 to 10 degree. Then the steep slope 15 to 30 degree, and very steep slope more than 30 degree, right? So why it is important? When you construct some building or road, so slope is important, otherwise water will stagnate over there, no? And road also can be broke. And the slope direction also you can analyze from contour. Then slope run for the perpendicular to the contour line. So there is a method of the calculation, and the practical application, this is for the land use planning, what I am talking about the road or bridge or anything, constructions, building and all, agriculture also. So otherwise water logging in the field, right? If you don't know that the slope properly and all, so that's why you can find that before the irrigation and all, so in the agricultural labor, so they used to prepare the field, they maintain the slope. So we usually find during the potato cultivation and all, so they prepare the field first, then they will put the water for the irrigation and all, right? Then the drainage pattern analysis you can find here. So there is a different pattern of drainage, right? So just so this is the different pattern of drainage. This is called the dendritic pattern. This is another pattern of river. This is another pattern of river. Those pattern, every pattern having the name. This is the centripetal thing. So when it's come from this side, so and in some cases it goes this side. When it is go out, it's called the centrifugal. When it's come inside, suppose this is the center, centripetal, right? So this is the pattern we can identify from the toposheet. Then the watershed management, so everything you can do with that. So identify the stream, right? The location of the ridge, suppose in this area, from this map, so you can easily understand from here that the river curvature is very high, right? So why curvature is very high? From the contour you can understand, so there is a slope is higher, right? So that's why, not the gentle slope at all. Then the draw the watershed boundary, also you can calculate the area. Those are called the watershed delineation, right? And then the stream pattern analysis, the linear settlement, then the nuclear settlement, and the displaced settlement, and the planning. What we need to do, identify whether the settlement is linearly distributed. Suppose this is the linear settlement. In here you can find this area is a linear settlement, right? So this is the linear settlement, right? This is the linear along the road. So then the dispersed settlement you can find in the hilly region of any part. So suppose one village house is here, another building is here, another building is here. So this is called the dispersed settlement, right? And the planned settlement is here. There is no image in the planned settlement. There is only nuclear settlement also there. So nuclear settlement means in a one place there is a concentration settlement, right? Without any planning, so they are developed just like that. In our village, so there is a lots of houses. This is called the nuclear settlement, right? So this is the thing. And the land use pattern. So what kind of land use pattern we use to perform? So agricultural land. So agricultural land, identify cropland, plantation. So in the first we talking about the rubber, tea. Those we call the plantation, not the crop, right? Crop is the rice, wheat. Those are the crops. But plantation is the rubber, tea, bamboo. All those are plantation. So area we can identify the orchid also. Then the forest land in the dense forest, open forest, or scrubland we can understand from the toposheet. So what is scrubland? Scrubland means the patches of forest, right? And urban land, the residential, commercial, and industrial area. So you can easily understand along the settlement concentration whether this is a residential area or commercial area. Commercial area pattern is some kind of different, right? And industrial area also. In the transport you can identify the road, railways, and airports, right? So, and the port also, that the port feature is there in the toposheet, right? So there you can understand for this. And the water bodies, that the rivers, lake, and the reservoir, canals, all those things is come under this, right? And the watershed, that is the barren land, rocky area, and sandy areas. So land use you can easily identify from the toposheet. Then come our main work in the practical thing as per the syllabus concern. So that's the profile drawing. So you need one practical copy. So there I will give you the toposheet. You make a profile of the relief. That is the work of the physical. Mark the contour intersection, right? Note where the contour line is cross your profile. So that is very important. And the setup graph, like draw x-axis and y-axis of the it's called such like this the x-axis and y-axis. So you can identify the elevation of this particular area. And the point feature, you need to identify all those things. Then the vertical aggregation, there is a many formula is there. So there you can calculate the vertical x aggregation. So this is called the V having formula, the horizontal scale and the vertical scale. So suppose here the no vertical aggregation, so there is the draw the curve and like this. So they calculate the horizontal scale and the vertical scale. Then the V is 2. Then when we prepare the 3D map, that time it is required. So otherwise it is not required at present. And the practical exercise, so what you need to do, that the area calculation, so grid square method is there. So I will teach you grid square method, plane meter method, geometric method, and the digital method. So digital method is more easier, to calculate all those things. There is a GIS software, actually software, if you know the software, so they will perform anything for you. Okay. Then the invisibility analysis is there. So there is certain math thing. So it is used in the geology, not in geography very much. So they try to predict that what is that kind of thing, kind of the relief and all. So this is the visible point and the invisible point. So they are getting such kind of thing. And the field verification, so if you know your map, so then you can go to the field for your study. So you can verify the drainage system, water bodies, and the documentation of the change of the map publication. So that is very important. And the digital Toposheet analysis, so that is called the GIS integration, 3D visualization. It is called the 3D visualization, digital elevation modeling, called the DEM. Then the automated analysis, like the network analysis and all those things. So I will show you in this thing in the next section. And the multi-layer analysis, everything you can do that. There is some case study, so I will not go into it. And the basic thing you need to know, that this is the basic concept of the toposheet, first of all. And second, we need to do some practical work, otherwise you cannot learn, because here one is the thing we learn from the physical map, and another one is the digital. In your practical examination, so there is only physical map, there is no laboratory, and also there is required only for your interest. So I will show you some practical thing also, right?